Hello again, YouTube. Last video of the day, I want to talk about the judges. The judges of criminal cases and what I think should be done, especially here in the Midwest. Now, as you know, mostly in left-wing cities, you have high crime that doesn't get punished the way it should be punished. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about what I think the judges, how they should handle it when the judges slap somebody on the wrist and they get out and they do a worse crime. And what should be done about these guys. So let's start with the judges. The judges here. Now, it's not as bad in adult as it is in juvenile. We just had a special. You can go on there and watch it. Channel 12 talking about the rising crime rates among juveniles, particularly car theft. I dealt with juveniles for many years. More than likely, I probably will again, taking a break. But a lot of these kids are likable kids, but you have to be adults. And if you're a judge, it's your job to protect the community. If someone is misbehaving, committing crimes, you got to get them out of the community and rehabilitate them, which we're going to talk about. I believe that when judges slap people on the wrist and those guys get out and they commit worser crimes, those judges should be held accountable. They should start suspending them and possibly taking their bar license. Because you got to have better judgment than that. That's why they call you a judge. You have to have better judgment than that. A lot of these guys get out and do worser things. They commit homicides. Like I know a kid, likable kid, funny, joke around with him, everything. But they never rehabilitated him. They too worried about what I was doing. Howard this, Howard that, Howard this, Howard that. And so he gets out and now he's facing murder charges and he cannot disprove it because he's on camera. In situations like that, you got to hold the judges accountable because that judge could have sent him to the boys' school here in Wisconsin that we call Lincoln Hills. But because they don't want to send kids to Lincoln Hills because of some things that happened in Lincoln Hills, a few isolated cases, maybe like 7 or 8, keeps them from wanting to send them up there. Now, I understand the part of them not being able to see their families. I understand that. But you have to realize what you are doing when you put people back on the streets. You better make sure you're putting the right ones back on the street, which they don't. I mean, I know a kid, like what he did was bad, but like it was like maybe you could say it was out of panic. But the kid behavior-wise, his behavior wasn't like poor. Like he wasn't trying to act tough or anything. And he still was sentenced and sent to Lincoln Hills. Whereas you have a white kid that I know that tries to fit in with those type of kids we talking about. Slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, till they can't do it no more. Till they can't do it no more. The guy he was with on one of his cases, slap on the wrist, gets out, somebody dies. That's where they should be holding these judges accountable. Because these judges, like when I was there, I had to do the Zoom courts. And boy, they were stiff with me. They were stiff with me. But those kids, slap, I'm going home, bro. What you do? Oh, I threw an old lady down and took her purse. Her arm was broke. I'm going home, bro. But then if I take even a minute longer on those poor computers, the computers sucked. They calling the supervisor. Poor judgment. You're supposed to be a judge. Oh, when I see these kids, I see myself. You live in the suburbs. How do you see your kids in these kids? Your kids don't have the same life as them. And this is why, before you put them out on the street, you need to have the proper rehabilitation programs. And you need to have better evaluators of whether or not they're rehabilitating. But they don't. So people die in the process. These guys got more guns than me. They get out, they kill people. They don't care. They don't care because, see, deep down inside, some of them is really racist. They really like the chaos in the black community. And it shows. Because there ain't no black judges down there. But the community is not getting better. It's just not, because they keep putting these guys on the street. And I see some of them. What up, Howard? Some of them, you know, they try to do better. But you got to create, you got to give them better environmental conditions as well. You got to give them higher paying jobs. Job training for their parents and grandparents that still work. But they ain't going to do it. They ain't going to do it. And so, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this on my car right now, which I got to do every time I go in the house. The houses over here are in the range, maybe 150,000. Their parents can't afford these houses, but yet they always over here stealing cars. In this area, in all these areas. You have to practically move out to Sussex or further to get away, give yourself a chance that your car won't be stolen. That's how bad it is here. And these judges, the children. You don't care. Because if one of these kids walk through your neighborhood, what is he doing over here? But as long as he walking through our neighborhoods, you don't care. They need to give me a celebrity boxing match with that commissioner down there. He know who he is. He's acting real stiff with the staff, but he slapped all the kids on the wrist. You know who you are. If you want to box, if you want to get in the ring, that would be great. And we could do it for charity. I know you ain't in my weight class probably, but just let me, maybe I can jar some sense into you. All these guys you keep letting out, and they got more guns than you do. But thanks for watching. This is The Truth, man. The channel is No Matrix. No slapping these guys on the wrist, not knowing whether or not they dangerous or not. You're supposed to know that. You're supposed to be able to perceive that. The no simping. All subjects channel. Thanks for watching.